Hey guys, how's it going? This is episode 2 of Thoughts of a Nameless Soul. I got a few people asking me to do Ascension. I hope I can explain this one well because it's pretty fun and it gets pretty deep. And hopefully these 10 minutes will be enough, right? Alright. Now, I first want to start off saying, what is Ascension? Well, the idea of Ascension is based off the premise that there are multiple dimensions and we go up and down dimensions depending on what our original soul had a goal for us to do. Yeah, I know this sounds pretty crazy, but just have an open mind. Imagine that you didn't come to Earth by chance. Imagine that your soul chose to come to Earth and made predetermined goals on what it wants to get done in this dimension, in this plane, and you keep reincarnating until you get it done, and then you ascend to the next plane, to the next dimension. Now, a lot of people like to use this as the meaning of life. I find this pretty interesting because that means that you create your own meaning of life. That means that no one can tell you what the meaning of life is unless it's you. You made this. And it just gives you all the power to keep going, and it gives you all the power to make everything and create everything. Now, there's a question that people like to say is like, okay, well, does that mean that I choose when I want to ascend? Yes and no. Because let's say your original soul, right? The you before you came onto Earth, the person that you were before all the circumstances and all the experiences you had here on Earth shaped you to be a slightly different being. That you dictated when you were going to ascend to the next dimension, to the next plane, to a parallel universe. Remember, we can't have exact answers here because we haven't been there, but it's beautiful and wonderful to imagine all the ideas, to imagine all the routes we could go through, and to just sit there in the beauty of it all. Because if we don't really know any answers, like we don't concrete know it unless we go there ourselves and come back, well, then that just means it's a blank canvas for us to paint on. So from there, I like to go to, where do you ascend to? Like I said, there's a few different theories on this. Some people say the next dimension, because mathematically speaking, there are 12 that scientists have seen so far, or can use theoretical physics to explain each one. Other people say that it's the parallel universes, while other people like to say it can't be parallel universes because every time we make a decision, we make a parallel universe. Because the idea of a parallel universe means that there are infinite amount of universes, and any single thing that can happen happens in at least one of those. And every time you walk down the street and you can make a left or a right, if you make a right, another universe comes up to where you made a left. So then people like to say it can't be parallel universes because we're constantly making them. So the idea of a higher dimension is usually where most people can come together and be like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So just because we can, should we? Once again, we dictated it. We dictated it ourselves. You chose. It's really up to you. You're in control of everything. By quantum laws that we see, matter changes based on who's observing it. You can search up the double slit experiment, and it shows proof that matter changes depending on if it's being observed or not, and sometimes depending on the observer. So you subconsciously create your experience here. So just because you can ascend doesn't mean you have to. I know some people that do not want to ascend because they just have a moral ground that they want everyone in their life to pass away first. They've meditated for so long, and they know full and well what their goals are for them to ascend. But they have the moral ground. Just because they know what's next doesn't mean they should just leave their family, because there are many theories. One theory is that when you ascend, you die. Like, it makes it look like you died somehow, and that can actually be caused by another person in your life. So let's take, if you will, your soul and your one of your siblings' soul. So your soul tells the sibling soul, hey, when I ascend, if you need to, you can make me go to an accident or something, or die a certain kind of way, to force your soul on earth to realize what's important in life, or to teach them something. Because once you achieve that goal, once you ascend, you're pretty much like, I'm done with this specific earth. Or, because souls are multidimensional, and the dimensions we go into when we sleep and lucid dreaming and astral project, there's also a theory that we already ascended, and this is just, we're just doing it again. Or there's a piece of us that hasn't done it. Or maybe we left a piece of our soul here to help other souls. It's great. It's great to just think of other ideas and make our canvas and make our painting of life in our experience. Why do only few people know? If this is our goal, if this is why we're here, or why some people think why we're here, why do so few people know? Well, it's because the more people that know, the more people will ascend. And the more people that will ascend, the less of those people will be here. I know it doesn't sound as magical as all the other answers, but that's the gist of it. Honestly, if you yourself are done with Earth, if you yourself are done with your karma, are done achieving your goals and helping others, why stay? Now, they actually use ascension in religion. The best example is Jesus Christ in Christianity, when he raises and ascends into the heavens. That actually ties into imagery and alchemy, because alchemy uses a lot of imagery, and so does Hermeticism, which goes kind of hand in hand with alchemy. I'll make another video on that at a different time, but a lot of religions actually use humans going up into the sky, ascension, going up. That's why heaven is up. We go up, we ascend to go higher, to go to different planes, to go to the heavens above us, to see God on earth go up back to where he belongs. And it's just a beautiful thing that it's connected all across the world, in different religions, in different ideas, and in different humans. The more you really get into this, you start noticing how similar everyone is and how we're all really connected. can't ramble. I just hit a 10-minute mark. Thank you guys for listening. This has been Thoughts of a Nameless Soul. I'll see you next time.